Oh,
Let's motherfucking get it.
hey, what's in my drink? Hold on.
What's in my cup?
What's in my cup?
That's how we're starting.
Is that how we're starting?
Guys.
Hey, there was something floating in there. What's up, guys? We're back. Welcome back to. Are we live? Are we actually live right now? Because every single time we do this, we talk for like 2 minutes and realize we're not actually live. Who's there? Somebody tell me what's going down. Because we're here. We're coming back. It's been like, what, 3 weeks? Like 3 weeks since we talked last. There's been a lot going on. Like I said in the description, there's been automobiles. There's been crypto stuff. There's been real world situations. I just watched a documentary that kind of blew my mind. And here we are. So we're back. We're doing our thing, bringing the good, the bad, the ugly, everything in between. What are you so excited about over there? This dude's over here all excited about my fish tank. Excuse me, I'm on burpees time. I had some drinks right before the show.
So
I say drinks, not like real life drinks. This is just water.
It's just water.
And we're here. But we're here, and I say we because we have a dude in the background doing what he does best, playing with his imaginary stick. DC's in the house.
Doesn't work. I don't need it. Notice how when he hands it back to me and I put it closer to my mouth, the audio doesn't change.
Doesn't change.
Doesn't work.
How's it been going, man?
But anyways, so yeah, what's up, guys? I hope you had a good week.
2 weeks, 3 weeks. It's been 3 weeks since we've been live.
I know, and that hurts. It does. It hurts us so bad.
Yeah, it does.
Like Mr. Crazy Diamond is saying here, the subscriber count is gradually climbing, but it would climb at a more consistent rate
If we were
if
consistent.
we were more consistent.
Yeah, it's
But
been
we're working on it.
real world stuff.
Like you said, let's go ahead and drop a nice little bombshell here. He's got a vehicle now. Hey. So that's legit.
Thank
that's why
you,
we missed last weekend. We didn't know it was going to take that long.
Oh, my God.
It took so long.
It does. It always takes long because you got to fill out paperwork like that, this big. And, of course, because I had a repo 2 years ago, you kind of do what you got to do and you get stuck in a corner. But I have a vehicle thanks to crypto and a very wonderful, wonderful person. We'll keep them nameless because that's not how they roll. That's not how I roll. But this is how we roll. So this is the way it is. We're live, back on track, vehicle. Because it was 20 degrees outside and I got really tired of rolling around in my moped. I wore a blanket that last night. It was cold. So, yeah, and that thing's sold too. So I'm going to use that to get my tag. Everything's going to work out. I got all this stuff coming. We got Thanksgiving coming, Halloween, my son's birthday, Christmas. And you're still on this fish tank. What are you so like? He's on this fish tank.
Okay.
Explain yourself, son.
Let me explain. So notice the bigger fish.
Yeah.
Okay. Observe their tails, correct? Most of them have these black tails.
Yeah, black tails.
Black and clear.
These are platies. They have black tails.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that red guy right there in the center,
The red one.
himself,
The red one, yeah.
observe his tail.
Yeah.
It's fucking red.
Okay, yeah.
And that is epic.
Yeah.
Because these ones with the black tails, if you guys know anything about fish, I'm kind of into fish.
He likes fish a lot.
Platies with a black tail are called wags. So if it's a just a red platy,
What's up, Chad? Thanks for stopping in.
if it has a black tail, it's a red wag platy. But this one little baby platy has the initial black, but it goes into red. And I have never seen that on a platy before. So that means we are breeding a new species.
So I'm glad you say that.
Go ahead, run with it.
Man.
Run with it.
So I got to look up this. If you real quick, do me a favor. On your phone, look up this Netflix documentary about infinity. Because I just watched, I was so enthralled in this and lost in the universe that I could not even remember the name of the thing. And then we started doing this. It's an hour and 19 minutes long. It's on Netflix. And if you know anything about math and you like the universe and space and quantum physics, if that interests you in any way, shape, or form, this is definitely the documentary for you. It just
A trip to infinity?
a trip to infinity. Let me see the
A trip to infinity.
A trip to infinity. It just makes you feel different. Like I already felt small and insignificant as it is, and then you look at your actual time frame on planet Earth and in the vastness of space and all that. We are here in a blink of a fucking eye, and to the odds of that, of our existence, your existence, you, the person watching this, is is unfathomable. Remember that number up there? The odds of us being born with our combination of DNA, we've said this once before, is 1 in 1 billion trillion. Now that, on top of the fact that our species even exists, is mathematically impossible for the existence of humans to even happen. Let's start with that. So here we are. Somehow you exist, and I exist, and then beyond that, technology and our evolution and our mind and our ability to have cognitive thought and think on that level. And then you start looking around us and the species that exist around us, and they're the same mathematical equations, if not more sometimes, because of the rareness of this or that, their DNA that, and then you just really, if every human could really, I think, really absorb what that is, I think everybody would calm the fuck down a little bit. Like, you realize you only exist because a series of impossibilities happened and then are continuing to happen to make your existence happen. Because they said in roughly 100 billion years, all existence will not exist. So again, to appreciate helps a little bit too, because then you start realizing the infinity is unfathomable. It just doesn't make any sense. It doesn't. So I want to wait till maybe we get a couple people before I talk about the Apple thing, because this Apple thing is what really kind of blew my mind. There's a bunch of shit, but I can't even regurgitate it correctly. You need to go watch the documentary if you can handle it. If you can handle understanding your existence is amazing. If you can handle that. If you can't handle that, maybe this isn't for you. Like, for real, people. You get that power button. What were we gonna say? Go ahead. All the way to the right. Hit the word power. Did you hit the word power? You look like you were gonna say something. You can't think about it too much. It's a lot.
Like, it all makes me want to say something. Like, it is insane, and I think that's what broke me, so to speak. Or they like to say the word desensitized.
Yeah.
I was desensitized very early in life, because that's basically all I did as a child. Because if you know anything about the 90s, we didn't have like video games and stuff like that. You had to go outside and play and stuff. Yeah. So when I wasn't outside, my choice of thing to do was watch something about like the world, whether it's animals or
because you wanted to know something outside your block.
Yeah, I wanted to know something.
And there wasn't a lot of options to look. You go.
Like, I literally spent so much time on the Discovery and Animal Planet.
Yeah. Like,
Discovery Channel and Animal Planet was what I grew up on. Yeah, I watched Saturday morning cartoons,
sure.
And Friday night cartoons, and stuff like that. But almost any other time, it was just stuff like that.
Learning something else about some other culture.
This guy can confirm. Like, whenever I happen to come across something I don't understand, the first thing I will do is Google it.
Yeah.
Like, immediately, right there on the spot. I'll stop everything.
And that's such a convenience now. You can do shit like that.
Yeah. So, especially after YouTube finally came into play in like the early 2000s, that's what I was doing on YouTube, was like learning all this stuff. Anytime I had a question, I'd like watch their YouTube videos about it. And I honestly still do that to this day. Like, my minimum, like if I'm researching a phone or something like that, or even a hot topic, we'll say. I won't go into any specifics and upset the YouTube moderator. But if it's like a hot topic, I'll watch a few videos on it. I won't watch one dude's video.
But you get perspectives from a bunch of different angles. Yeah.
Got that. I want to try to understand it in my own way.
Right.
And grain of salt,
But see, now you have more than one perspective. Back then you had
like 90 perspectives.
You had what was on the Discovery Channel. This is how monkeys work.
Yeah.
This is how giraffes communicate with each other.
This is how humans as a social civilization even works, or how it shouldn't work. Or
now they were saying in this documentary specifically they have technology that makes you mathematically understand that if you took an atom and expanded it to the size of our universe, again, hard to imagine that you took an actual atom and went that big, and our size of a tree is the mathematical distance they've calculated down to compared to that relative size, if that makes any sense. Took an atom, expanded the size of the universe, and you took our basic size of a tree, they can mathematically measure size down to there in equations. Now, that's how far down they've got. And they said that's where they start breaking into infinity. And I was talking about that just a second ago, how there might be an end. I mean, to at least physical matter. Because that's what I mentioned earlier. Because they said if you take a mathematical line, cut it in half, cut it in half, cut it in half, and you could keep going because numbers, you could always add a 0 or a 1 or something to a number, and it can go on forever. But if you took a physical line, like a rope, did the same thing, it's going to get to a point where we cannot physically cut it anymore. So there's an end in the physical realm to our obvious limitations. But infinity...
Mr. Beast.
Go for it.
Because only you would do something like this.
He's not going to watch the show.
Yeah, he's not going to watch the show. But if somebody knows Mr. Beast and cares to share this with him, you've done a lot of crazy things in your life. How about you make a video cutting a 100-foot rope in half until you can't cut it in half anymore? And I only want 5% royalties. Thank you.
Only 5% royalty. He's going to get a bunch more for that.
Oh, man. You know how many billions of views he would get off of that? But if we did
we don't get shit.
Yeah, we wouldn't get nothing. But Mr. Beast sits down and cuts a 100-foot rope in half a gajillion times.
But he grinded right up until he got famous.
There was a video where he said, well, one, he literally, hold on, let's see how many views he has on this.
He got
read
famous.
The dictionary.
Yeah.
He read the freaking dictionary.
He got famous for the video that made him famous, the one where he recounted to something.
A million?
Yeah, something like that. Which, okay, I guess. But
counts to 100,000.
But that's what people want to watch?
26 million views.
Instead of talking about the expansion of the universe. And
then 2 years later, he made a video.
Let's watch a dude count to
100,000 times. And that's 23 million videos. I'm telling you, if he made this video, he would get 23 million views. Like, I swear. But if we made it, we'd probably get like 114. Guaranteed.
I just don't understand. That's what people want to watch. 23 million people will cut it in half. And then minus some for double, triple, whatever views. 10 million people decide. 5 million people. 1 million people decided to watch this 23 times.
I can imagine 1 million people watching it 23 times. I've never watched a Mr. Beast video more than once.
I watched clips of him like, but the stuff he does, I guess it's cool. He gives away stuff, but you're giving
now he gives away stuff, but he's still getting
billions,
31 million views off of reading the longest English word. Oh, the longest English word. That was just one word. He read the longest English word in the world, but I swear he read the dictionary.
It's crazy what the internet has become. I mean, again, you could learn so much with the internet. You could learn about other cultures and the universe and maybe how to better your skills in something. I mean, shit, you could almost learn how to do open heart surgery on the internet anymore if you just watched enough videos. You might not be able to do it till you physically take the test and obviously the shit, but you can get a one-up on the people in med school. But people would rather watch some dude say
Mr. Beast watching I don't know, I think it's supposed to be Jake Paul, but it says watching it's every day, bro, for 10 hours straight. 27, it's a 10-hour fucking video. And he got 27 million views. Oh, I'm sorry. The counting to 100,000 is a 24-hour video that got 26 million views. Now, I see other people's videos talking about him reading the dictionary, but I cannot find his video of him reading the dictionary.
Our species is so fucked.
I'm sorry.
Man, you people.
We watched, I don't even know what this is. It says watching Dance Till You're Dead for 10 hours. 50 million views.
People just watch him watch things.
For 10 hours. Like, they probably didn't watch the whole video. Like, I think you still have to watch a substantial portion of the video.
If it's a 10-hour video, I would assume you would. What you got to get an 8th and a 16th of the video to whatever time. So if we do an hour, we got to probably get what at least 10 minutes to get a view. We'll say maybe 7 minutes, 8 minutes. I don't know. Just a guess. I don't know. God, that's millions of morons just out there just.
But now he does cool stuff. You know, that was just the painful stepping stones, I guess. Like, I've seen an interview where he explained it all. And he basically said he wanted to do something nobody else was doing. And obviously nobody was making 10-hour-long videos reading a freaking dictionary.
And I got it. He hit that. And you don't get mad at the artist. You get mad at the people that pay for the stupid CD that you can't understand when they rap. You don't get mad at the mumble rappers. They're just feeding into the morons out there. There's people out there that they know there's a market for it. When there's a market for something, you can fit into it no matter. It's a scare tactic. It's the same shit that it's shock shit. It's the same shit Marilyn Manson did in the 90s.
Yep.
He's like, I do this because you don't like it and it makes me money. Bruh.
Hey, so Whistling Diesel, if you know anything about YouTube, you know Whistling Diesel if you're into cars that even a little bit. And that's literally all his videos is basically every teenager's dream, you know, just like wrecking cars and stuff like that.
So it gives them a fantasy. It gives people a fantasy to live.
Well, see, the thing is he'll go buy like super nice things now. Like when he first started, it was just him fucking off on the farm.
Yeah.
And that was good. And then he started making money and he started wrecking different things. And people would get pissed. To this day, they still get pissed.
Yeah, of course they do.
Like, somebody could use that and yada, yada, bullshit. Oh, the first thing he wrecked was a $100,000 SEMA truck. And everybody was they were upset. But when I say he wrecks these things, I'm not saying, he did drop one from a helicopter. Yeah. So it's usually like a slow ramp up. Like he'll just break things and maybe like drive his Lamborghini through a field for no particular reason. He had this Dodge thing with freaking wings. Okay, yeah. And like I said, he did drop something from a helicopter. Nobody likes those squatted trucks where they're lower in the rear and higher in the front. It's dumb all the way around. So every once in a while, he'll pick one up and just absolutely destroy it. Like he'll start by ripping everything out of it and then breaking windows and banging. But he does,
but it causes controversy.
Oh, all the time, because now he's doing it to nice stuff. Now that he can afford a $30,000
people
antique car just to smash it into a tree. People are upset.
But you got both sides of the fence. So then you got the people defending him that argue, and it brings in more.
And we love it because we know that even though, yes, he did just wreck that really nice car, he's not stupid. And that's the thing, is everybody just thinks that because he plays this character on the screen, that he doesn't know what he's doing.
Characters, right.
And even to the point where the whole island, the islands of Hawaii, were telling him, you better not bring your freaking monster truck here, bro, because you will not be welcome. Because he said he was going to go drive it over some mountains or stuff. And if you know anything about Hawaii, they are very passionate about their islands
and their culture
and stuff like that.
Because it's very small and garbage.
He said it as a joke, and then lots of Hawaiian people were like, no, bro, not even a little bit.
Yeah.
And he was like, oh yeah, no, I'm really going to do it now just because you're so upset. And that's kind of what he does. Is when anything upsets somebody, and sometimes he's even gotten things legitimately. He has nice cars that he actually drives and takes care of and stuff like that. That's what I'm saying. He's not stupid. But if he gets something nice and somebody's like, please don't wreck it, he's instantly wrecking it.
Yeah, don't ask him to do something. He's going to do the opposite.
Yeah. And then
he's one of those people.
And then the other half of the content is literally just to piss off the haters.
Right.
Just so they can come back and be like, He wrecked $200,000 or like $140,000 worth of cars in this last video.
Controversy sells.
Mhm.
I mean, you hate sells, sex sells. If you don't like me, because you're gonna go talk about it to somebody. You're not gonna believe what this dude did. Watch this, boom, view. You're not gonna believe what this dude did. Watch this, boom, view. And you do that 200,000 times. You got 100,000 people that hate you and 100,000 people that love you and can get you on. But then we have to find that niche. All we do is talk to the camera. We just try to engage in our audience, which is fine. That's the whole point of what we did. We just always think about other elements. And after this year, after maybe we get to the holiday season, we start to smooth out next year. Maybe we can branch out to some of our ideas. Things are starting to get a little smoother. By the way.
So yeah, Mr. Whistling Diesel that nobody really likes for some reason. Like, he gets a lot of support, obviously, but there's just so many haters. He averages about 3 million views per video, and his last one's been up for a day now, and it's already got 1 million views.
You all right over there?
No,
You're choking on your tongue?
I'm tired.
Oh, he's tired.
I'm on baby mama time right now.
He's choking on his tongue. But yeah, no. But if you can come up with some sort of niche that pisses off people, you're gonna do something. We don't piss off anybody. We're not stupid. Well,
just the moderators.
Yeah, the moderators. We're not dumb, and I don't have my boobs up. So maybe we start smashing. What can we smash? Or
that was one of our ideas.
Yeah, we could go back.
We just have to find the wall.
That place is fenced off now.
Yeah, you told me that a while back.
We'll have to find a new wall.
I'm sure we can find something.
But the crypto thing, real quick. We can hop onto that because nobody is here. But sacked the Safu the other day.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah, we did that. It took a little extra time. It's kind of getting a little obnoxious. I know it's crypto and things go awry. That's why people shouldn't make deadlines. I'm pretty sure that's why Pi, if you really look at what he does, he doesn't tell people shit. Just do what we tell you to do when we tell you to do it. It's going to be released when it happens. He doesn't come out and do AMAs or talk about anything.
And isn't that how a certain well-known Just Talking, what's up?
What's up, Just Talking? Thanks for being here, buddy.
So,
why?
We're not sure why.
Why?
But so when Bitcoin first came out, obviously it was supposedly the Satoshi dude.
You don't do what I tell you.
I
don't know.
Satoshi dude was the guy that was running it.
Yeah.
And then everybody kind of later on down the road, they were like, "Oh no,
what's up, Just Talking?
Let go into the universe, because the only way you can get a Bitcoin is to mine it."
Yeah.
So, nobody really owns Bitcoin. It's just one of those things where whoever has the most has the biggest dick. So.
And if they are willing to trade you for it, you can have some of it, and you give me some money for it.
Yeah. So that's where that's at now. It's honestly as decentralized gets.
And so that's what happens when you get into these deadlines that can't be met and things that promises broken. And it's completely.
Is he okay?
Send you a link to what, buddy? What am I linking? What did I say? Did I say something?
I don't know. We were talking about Bitcoin.
Oh, are you talking about a mining thing? We don't have a mining link. You have to go out with a pickaxe and go to your nearest mountain and just hack away until you find some Bitcoin.
Yep. You'll find coins very soon if you just keep hacking.
Funny
story about Bitcoin, though. So we talked about on the last show, I believe, about how Bitcoin was reaching that point where no matter how super...
Oh, he said put you in the stream, yeah.
What?
Yeah, because I can do... Keep going.
So we were talking about the point where Bitcoin would reach where no matter how big your supercomputer was, unless it was the biggest in the world,
how do I do that?
It wouldn't be worth it to mine Bitcoin.
Right.
And I think that point just passed with Ethereum because everybody liked mining Ethereum because it was easier than Bitcoin because Bitcoin's value is so much higher. So I think it just reached that point where it is no longer profitable to buy Bitcoin because I watched a couple videos about how the reason this GPU market is down is because all the hundreds of GPUs they bought to run their mining stations are no longer profitable to them. So they have to sell the actual GPU for profit. But obviously, because they're trying to get quick cash, because all of a sudden their money pipeline got cut off, and they probably weren't squirreling away for the day that the calculations became too much.
Right.
But yeah, so that's where that's at.
Hey, just talking. I'm gonna put it in the Safu chat in the messenger.
You said Discord.
Send it in the Discord. Okay, yeah, I can do that. I gotta type it. I gotta type it out there because I'm on my computer here. Where are we at? Just talking. I gotta go to private message. Are we linked up? I don't know if we are. Oh shit! I gotta go do this a lot. I'm not.
And this is going to be interesting because how do you hear from this?
That is a good question. I don't know if
we're not going to be able to hear him.
I should be able to hear him. I think.
Is there speakers on the TV? Is that the TV or a monitor?
There are speakers on the top of the TV back there.
Okay, for sure.
Search for you. I gotta find you. Go here. Find you. Send a message.
Welcome, guys, to our first split screen attempt.
We're
That is what's happening right
jump
now.
the message.
We jumped to StreamYard a few episodes ago.
Message just talking.
To
Wave
try
to
a
just
different
talking.
avenue of streaming. And now we're about to exercise one of the abilities that comes with this streaming platform, StreamYard.
Yeah, well, we were talking about doing this for a little bit, but since my PC is so boo-boo, I don't do this.
And this is actually a very good commercial because this is real time trying to figure out how to make this work. So as your average YouTuber, this is a good representation of how easy or not easy it is to pull somebody in on the street when you've never done it before.
It's a KA.
I think we're at like 2 minutes so far.
It's been taking us this long to do this?
Yep. Here, I'll run it back on the small screen.
I think that's it. Just talking. Let's see if we can get you in here.
Best of luck.
Uh-huh.
Hey, episode 125.
125. We do have a few. We're up to 280 people. If we could just get actual views, that'd be nice.
Hey.
Oh, shit. There he is.
Building.
Hold on.
Okay, so now.
What's up?
There he is. Yeah, okay.
What up, baby Jesus?
Oh, let me see if I can turn you up a little bit. I don't know. I hope you don't come through. All right. Just talking. What's up, man? Welcome to the show.
Chilling, bro. Hey, I've been watching you guys, man.
Life?
I've been watching you guys. I was like, man, I need to get up on this. I need to get up on this.
Well, thanks for being here. I got a co-host back here, DC. He rocks this microphone.
What's up, DC?
He's been here with me for 3 years. We've been doing this. So thanks for joining, man. What's going on?
I've been waiting to see DC's face, man. I was like, who
yeah.
is Jesus talking to?
Yeah.
So I believe the original requirement was 1,000 views.
Yeah.
And
We were trying to get 1,000 views, but we're not too popular.
Oh, you guys are good, man.
Once we got there, we were gonna reveal his face.
Yeah, 1,000 views.
Was it 1,000 views?
1,000 subscribers.
1,000 subscribers, something like that.
1,000 something.
I gotta say, man, I've been watching you guys. I've been following you guys and everything, man. I was like, man, these guys are so funny and hilarious, and they're getting it going.
Well, thanks, man.
And
That's
a little kitty cat,
right there.
and I was like, yo, let's get it.
That's awesome. Well, thank you. Like we like to go off the cuff. We don't really have a script. We've been obviously talking about crypto a lot because that's what the world is talking about. And of course, but yeah, we 3 years we've been doing this shit, and then thanks, man. That makes me feel good that we actually are funny. I didn't know if we're funny. I don't know if we're funny.
No, you guys are awesome, man. Don't get it twisted. Don't think that no one's watching, man. I'm watching you guys.
Awesome.
I'm watching you guys every time you see me. I'm chatting on there. I see you guys. We do
see you. Well, thanks for joining. Hey, did you get everything sacked all right? I know we went through a lot of bumps and everything.
Yeah. I finally got it sacrificed on that first day. Like, I wasn't on the live with all the other folks because I had other folks who were in the background investing as well. So I was helping them out. So I had like my own little group chat that I was doing to help them out. So I was like, man, I need to get on live AMA with the Greek and crypto and Curtius and everyone. But then I was like, you know what? They understand. I had to do my work in the background and just get them going too. But yeah, there was a lot of hiccups. And I was watching the live AMA with Brian Legend and Jason early that morning. You know, I saw like, and you know, they were feeling the same way we were feeling. They were kind of frustrated. I'm sorry, my phone's on because my other investors are hitting me up too. But, you know, yeah, like having that price at whatever the all-time high is for that first day of sacrifice, really,
I think they got 69 cents.
Because I ain't gonna lie, one of my homies, he sacrificed at 52 cents that day because he was at work and he was trying to sacrifice at 66. So this actually helped him to get more SafeWX coins and to get that all-time high price. So
there was a lot of people. There was a lot of people because of the delay. I think that's why he did that, because I mean, the total of 19-hour delay or something like that. Now, as we were just talking about, because it is crypto, it's still new technology, so there's gonna be delays. But that's kind of why you don't put promises out there sometimes, because people expect things, and then when people don't, the haters come out of the woodwork.
And yeah, that's the truth, bro. Like, you know, and that's what I've realized. Like, I've been in the DeFi and crypto space for about almost 2 years now, and I've realized even with whatever project that you're in, when they say, hey, we're going to launch this day or that day, it does happen, but then you're going to have hiccups. And then it kind of like lags it a little bit. So people who's not familiar with that in the DeFi space tend to get antsy, and they tend to flip out like, yo, you guys say this supposed to happen today on the 3rd or whatever. What's going on? But what they need to realize is it is happening. But once it happens, there's probably some things that the developers, you know, in the team notice that, hey, we need to fix this, you know, because there's always these little things that they need to fix to make sure that it's accurate and that it's going to go smoothly with the transaction and things like that. And that's what I realized doing all my DeFi things.
Right. There's no guidebook to DeFi. There's no script. In fact, what I almost feel like SafeMoon was kind of the beginning of these reflecting.
What was SafeMoon's acronym thing?
What do you mean? Like
for their rebasing?
What was it? 12%?
No, not their percentage, but what did they call it?
Like
what was it? Passive income? Well, they didn't call it passive income.
I forgot.
Yeah, I don't even. It was so long ago.
Like a little acronym or something.
But no, they had their own thing. But they started that passive income kind of genre of coin, especially in the DeFi space. And then now everybody wants to make their own passive income coin. And there's no script. There isn't. There's no.
I was gonna say. So as you were going through that whole explanation of like how DeFi works and how people approach it and stuff like that, it was actually sounding very similar to how video games come out nowadays, because, you know, a lot of things are digital. So it's easier for them to just throw it in a store and you can go buy it.
Yeah.
And obviously video games are super technological nowadays. Like, there's so many things, ray tracing and 4K and stuff like that, that they'll release games in year 4 when, if it was coming out on a disc, it wouldn't have released until year 7 when it was finished.
Right.
So the games get released, and maybe they're missing a feature or something
doesn't work
right. And you know, people get upset that they got an unfinished game.
Yeah, like
if they would have had to wait 7 years,
they would have still been upset.
Yeah, they would have still been upset.
Yeah. So you can't please everybody.
Yeah.
So blessings. Thanks for being here, by the way. Thanks for hopping in the stream with us.
Blessings.
But you're not going to be able to please everybody.
Exactly. And that's the thing, like I try to tell people, like DeFi is its own little universe. So there's always going to be some hiccups along the ways. You should already be prepared for it, because if you look, and I'm not bashing on Drip or anything, if you look at Forex Shark and stuff, their project, every time he say, I'm about to launch something, it takes a few days or so before it launches, even though the launch date was like maybe on the 15th, it will happen on the 17th. And don't get me wrong, like Drip is awesome. I like what they do. He's doing it, you know, he's always helping the community and stuff. But
it's technology. It's
technology.
I try to remind people, I'm old enough to remember back in the 90 whatever, when Windows 95 first came out, and they did that. Bill Gates was live on TV, national TV, and it crashed.
Yes.
Live on TV. This is technology in the beginning. Like the dude is a gajillionaire right now. So if you just outlast the crashes, you eventually get to that smooth peanut butter phase, and everything will be all right. But
same thing with Elon.
Yeah, even Elon.
He was about to go bankrupt before he caught his wave.
Right.
And look at him now.
Yeah. So you just as long as the ego can carry you along, and that's what we actually talked about last week or the last episode of the episode before. Sometimes the ego is good. Sometimes it sucks from this side of the fence to listen to an ego, to watch an ego, because you want to be that ego, because you know what I'm talking about with the flashiness and the yada yada yada. But sometimes that can carry a huge weight. Astronauts don't go to outer space because they think they suck, and I've heard that said on something. You got to think you're the shit, or you can't produce anything.
But the problem is too many people get corrupted by that power, and it is a power.
Ultimate
because
power.
Once
corrupts.
you start believing in yourself, and you don't need an outside energy source,
right?
It's endless.
Yeah.
And
too much can get you in this.
Yeah, you get too in control.
Yeah.
And you're not ready for it.
Yeah.
And you just crash. And
absolute power. Yeah, that's what
it's hard.
You kind of gotta. That's where the balance comes in. That's what's kind of just talking. That was the whole main point of this entire show. If you've noticed my attire, every week it changes from black to white. That's a hidden message. This whole show is about a balance. I know my yin yang doesn't exist anymore. It's over there on the wall.
The archives. We still got it.
We still got it, but it's all about the balance. Because if you can't have the millions and you can't humble yourself a little bit, it's just going to overtake. And then you bring examples. Another '90s example. You remember Cash Money? I don't know how. Justin.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, Cash
I'm
Money.
an early '80s baby. So.
Yeah, I'm an '80s baby too. Yeah, so you get it. But those guys, they let their ego overtake the id. I don't know. Is it the id?
So I got two examples. I finally found them. So Mike Tyson has an ego because A, he could fight and he won almost all of his fights. And B, even after he stopped fighting, now he's a huge businessman.
Yeah.
So he had a right.
We sell his blunt wraps in the shop.
MC Hammer sold a few hits, thought he was the shit, started spending money, and went bankrupt when his wave crashed.
Yeah.
You
gotta let your ego carry you.
And he only went bankrupt because he had the ego. He was like, "Oh, I can spend this amount of money because I'm just going to make this amount of money tomorrow."
Yeah.
And when tomorrow didn't come, he was screwed.
He can't touch that
because he
could touch it.
He did not have the ability to carry himself.
Yeah.
Where Mike Tyson is still making
money. This dude is still trying to fight 20-year-olds. Like
But I mean, when you look at it, it's all about the mindset at the end of the day. It's like, look at Mike Tyson. Like now he's got his own little podcast.
Yeah.
He's teaching people and explaining people what not and what to do and what not to do. Like he's been it. And like you were saying earlier, like Mike Tyson, like when he was in the ring, he even explained it. Like every time I fight a boxer and stuff, I think about them like they're trying to come at me. They're trying to kill me. So I need to figure out how to survive.
Right.
I need to figure out how to knock them out before they kill me. So that's why he was always the greatest when he was boxing, because he had that mentality, that mindset of you're not going to get me today. You're not going to get me today. So that's why he was knocking people out left to right, because he ain't trying to die. He was surviving. It was that survival mode.
Donald Trump, I mean, like him or hate him, doesn't matter. The dude became what he is because he thought he was what he is. Like he was his own promoter. If you read in the beginning of him, he's like, I am rich because I think I'm rich. And then he just became rich. And then went bankrupt and became rich again. Martha Stewart, I think she's almost like a female Donald Trump in a sense. She's top to bottom. I mean, like.
So short story on Donald Trump. So he came from a successful family, and he was given a substantial amount of money back in his day of 18 to start something.
And then
if anybody's
he wants
ever
his own
tried to
product.
start a business,
Yeah.
you know how difficult it is.
It's very hard.
He has some gusto, and obviously made it to being president. Like, I don't even know. I know we get taught the requirements to be president, but we don't really know what it takes to be president, because you got to go through all these hoops and stuff like that
I'm good on that
to
shit.
make your way to president. And when he became the president, I mean, I don't know how much I believe him or not, but I guess I can. He said it wasn't for the money or the position.
Right, he
it
gave
was
away all his money.
just to have the experience. You know, he's like, I make enough
Mhm.
money. I just want to branch out, basically, and try something I've never done before. So, I mean, that was pretty cool.
So yeah, I mean, you can work. Arnold Schwarzenegger, another prime example of good ego. I mean, the dude, he was nothing. Broke into gyms, moved to the United States, broke into more gyms, became the biggest muscle on the planet.
Yeah. And he was an immigrant, you know?
Royalty. I mean,
and
and then
He was
became
getting it in.
California.
the governor.
Hey, I got a question for you guys. So because you asked me if I sacrificed, did you guys sacrifice on day one as well too?
Absolutely. Day one, I felt no reason to wait because then that percentage just went down. I didn't see there was going to be a pump. They'd already used the SIF. I don't feel like they would have used the Treasury. What's up, Greek? Thanks for being here,
The
buddy.
Greek is here.
I didn't feel like they were going to use the Treasury to pump the price. I think that's more reserved for marketing, all the paying, all the shit. So they weren't going to use that. No SIF for the pump. So I was like, this isn't going to go anywhere. The millionaires that are going to invest from Dubai, I still believe, like I said episodes ago, they're waiting for X. They want the blockchain if they're going to invest because that's where their own products can expand. So there was I didn't feel like there was going to be a bunch of money dropped in. So I was like, yeah, fuck it. Just get it on day one. Get it done. I helped him. I helped my brother. I think I control like 10 wallets.
Yeah, you said that. It's almost at that.
Oh my God.
Yeah. I have all these wallets I do in here for all these different people but I also, because some people had low amounts of coin, so I would mix it with mine. So yeah, there's all my wallets I run.
Wow. So you were helping everybody out during the whole sacrifice.
I have so much I do for in the real world. I've stopped 3 people from being scammed in my shop because I have a Bitcoin ATM. Man, this one I told this story a couple of weeks ago, but this old lady, she was almost in tears, shaking on the phone with these people that convinced her to almost put $10,000 into a Bitcoin ATM machine. I had just happened to walk in my shop where I'm the manager, and when she was standing there and stopped that from happening, she went to the police, saved her money. Would have been nice to get a reward, but I didn't do it for that. It was all timing, but she was shaking.
Speaking of that, we don't do anything for the payout.
Obviously, I've been doing this for 3 years. I don't do this for the money.
If we were doing things for money at this point, maybe that's a problem. But if we were, we wouldn't be here. We wouldn't do half the things that we do.
This is for fun.
And helping people is also fun.
Yeah.
Obviously, that's why he runs 10 different wallets because he doesn't mind helping.
Yeah.
And I think that's why we're partners in crime, because eventually we're going to be somewhere. Like I've told this man before, as much as he keeps digging, he's got to find diamonds eventually. So, like, maybe it's going to be a long road, but I can see where it's going to end. And he's been so close to, paddling into the wave. I'm sorry, bro.
No, it's fine.
He's been so close to paddling into his wave.
Oh, it's so close.
And he just, rides over the top and behind it and waits for the
I don't know when to pull out. That's my problem.
So, I mean, he's got the spirit.
So DC, did you sacrifice as well too on day one?
Yeah, he sacrificed for me.
What'd you have?
Okay. So Jesus is helping you.
200, close to 300 at that point.
Nice. Now, I got a question. How did you guys feel about the whole Dubai expo? Like when everybody was out there, the Greek, Daniel Prado, Crypto Pride, you had
did you watch some of those
lead out there, Brian Legend, everyone. How did you guys feel about the whole like live AMA when everyone was doing it? Like what was your belief after that? Like how did you feel about Safeway X coming out?
Well, I feel I also have not necessarily an inside line, but I also talk to people in the shadows sometimes. And after watching that, and Like everybody, so you have to get rid of the fun. You have to watch because social media is a garbage cesspool of nonsense that every possible thing that can be said is going to be said. So if you can disconnect yourself from that and actually follow what is actually happening in the real world, I think it's amazing. I think it's amazing. I think if they really can produce exactly what they said, they've got the partners, obviously, because Hyperverse is on top of this. They've got the developers lined up, the money, the people that they talked to, the pictures that came out, the booth size, when he was on stage and talking to the crowd. I don't know, man. I feel like this could be
the Greek is agreeing with you, bro. He's agreeing with you.
Yeah.
And that's true. Like to see them actually, and that's what I put on one of my videos. To see Brian Legend actually putting in work, going out there talking to new investors and everything out there, putting his face, his brand, and everything out there. I don't see why there should be any more FUDs. I'm like, this dude is working. Yeah. He's working in front of the scene and behind the scene.
Yeah, it's even with because you hear these people that are like, well, he's taking money. Then you're like, okay, but where do you think it's going? You know how much it costs to put a song at an NBA game? Do you know how much it costs to go to Dubai and put the biggest possible booth up? Like, if you're trying to sink and steal from people, why are you just spending that money on the thing you're trying to use to steal from people? It doesn't. That's what I'm a very mathematical person. So when people say that shit, they're like da 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 this, that, and the other. They're like, well, yeah, he's spending the money on the NBA shit or the Dubai shit or the blockchain. You know how much you're going to build a blockchain? No, you don't, because neither do I. And so to question where this money is going, okay, yeah, he's flashy. Again, we were back to that ego thing. He is flashy. He likes to spend money. He likes to wear shades and be flashy. That's him, though. But the product is still there. The product is still moving forward.
Speaking of which,
hey, can you put Greek comments on there on your screen? You know how to put that on there? Like when you're talking, you know how we do it on ours, where it just there you go. See?
Learning new shit every day. What were you about to say, DC?
So speaking of Brian being flashy, so I didn't watch any of the live stuff from the Dubai show. As this gentleman is, he
uses me as his line. So if I come out with legitimate information, because there's so much to shovel through on most occasions, and since I have blah blah blah, I'm that fishing line between these people. So I tell them things that are happening.
For sure. So, but speaking of being flashy, the chain he had on when he received the reward for most innovative crypto, like that thing was massive, and boy was it shining. So I mean, that ain't cheap.
Yeah,
that ain't cheap.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying. Like the most innovative blockchain of 2022, and we're coming out on 2023. Like, dude.
You got the reward.
Ready.
Where did he show them that we're not getting to see? Because if you can get a reward for something that doesn't technically exist yet, that's something.
It's saying something. Yeah, it's saying something that you have something good out there, and that people need to be prepared and start catching up in DYOR.
Yeah. Hey, Greek, how heavy was it? Like, if you had to compare it to something.
Hey, you need to send Greek on here. Put him on here live. I think he's ready to get on live over here. Greek, you need to come up on, bro.
How do I send him to the? I gotta send that link.
Send him on Discord. Yeah, send him the link to Discord. Yeah, bro. Yeah, and like I say, man, like watching the Greek and Daniel Prado and Ace of Spade, everyone on there, it is crazy. It's like
what's up?
Yeah, the yacht, yo, that was insane. And trust me, I know Greek, and he's not gonna lie when he says these folks are legit.
Yeah,
you know,
and that's where my line in too. In the shadows, that's why because the price goes down, and as somebody who sits, we sit on the event horizon. I like to use that because we're truthfully on the edge, so we're kind of in the middle. we get the information to a point, but we also get the bullshit coming from Twitter. And then you hear the dumps from this and Discords and that and then all the ignorance. So all we get is both sides of the fence. So once you get those insides with the Greek, once you get those insides with these other people, and you see the pictures, it really solidifies that. And so it takes a lot to have to deal with these price drops and all the delays and that. But again, the product is still existing. That's fine, Greek. No problem, dude. Appreciate that.
Boo.
Appreciate you guys for even being here, by the way. Like just the fact that we got people in here just talking. Thank you. This is one of my first actual split screens on my own channel.
Yeah.
My computer is.
Hey, I'm here to help, bro. I'm here to help grow. Hey, we do what we got to do for the community, and hey, make it happen, bro.
I got people in here. Look, I got 5. Look at that number. I got 5 people. I don't even know what's going on.
Let it keep growing.
Yeah. So
I'm not as popular as the Greek or Daniel Prado, but hey, man, I try to do what I can,
See, that's what most people don't understand. On day 2, in that first week, I bought in and I was doing giveaways. In that first month, where I was giving away 0.1 SAFU to people if they just follow my Twitter or go do that shit or just give me the safe word. Like I'd throw up a word in the middle of the episode. You have to find the word, yada, yada. Come that, I'll give you a SAFU. But that was back, when those were rocking 150, 180, $200 a pop. So I'm giving away $25 a show sometimes just to try to get people in there. But then I never got the attention. No big deal again, but I was never as popular. I'm not flashy. I tried doing the car videos with me and Kiwi were doing that for a little bit back and forth. But I don't know. This is more my style anyway.
Yeah, man. I like your style. I like you guys. You and DC. I like the way y'all just come out and just out of the blue, just throw an AMA out there and just whoever comes through, comes through.
Yeah, ask me anything. We'll talk about anything. Like at the beginning of the show,
Savage.
We were talking about the universe. I was watching this thing right before the show. It kind of blew my mind. It's what was it called again? Illusions of Infinity.
No.
Dang. It's on Netflix.
It's at the beginning of the show, but I'll find it.
I like quantum physics style stuff. Sometimes I can't understand it, but I still like to listen. And so getting into like the universe and the expansion of this, that, and the blah blah blahs. And
hey, we're all specks. We're all little specks in the universe.
We're specks, man.
Yeah, I got you. I feel you, bro. I'm on everything too, bro.
Yeah, the odds of us. What is it?
A Trip to Infinity.
A Trip to Infinity. Definitely worth a watch. It's on Netflix.
We just prepared.
And that's the best thing, man. Just talk about. Savage already said it. Talk about anything. That's the best part. That's what I was gonna say too. He took the words out of my mouth.
Yeah, we're that variety show that you can bring anything. We've
had a lot of variety. To be super
I had people walk in the door.
Phone calls.
The time my store flooded.
Started flooding, and we had to cut it off at like minute 13.
I got a phone call that the water was leaking into the sex shop. I share a wall with a sex shop, and they had water coming in, and my toilet was overflowing water, and half my shop was flooded. So I had to cut the show short so I could go squeegee my floor. So life happens. That's why also I like the live because it brings that impromptu.
Yeah,
exactly.
Obviously, like he said, we're not running off of any kind of script. Like so, back when, and we still kind of do this, we would set topic points before the show, but still not in any specific order. And they were all kind of treated the same, not like, oh, this is the big news and this is the small news. It would just be points that we would talk about, and it would turn into what it turned into.
Yeah.
And that was the attempt to bring people in, because that was always the point of the show.
Even the titles,
was to involve people, and that's why we're live. Every show's an AMA, because at any point anything can be asked. And we'll answer it to the best of our abilities, or tell you what we're talking about.
Yeah.
So and I love that. I love that about you guys, because you know what? I'm gonna tell you straight up. When I do my YouTube videos and stuff, I don't write anything down. I just go with it. Whatever I'm saying is what I'm saying. I really don't care. If I mess up, I mess up. I'm not gonna edit it. Every once in a blue moon, I would edit it, but other than that, I just let it go. If I mess up,
just so you don't piss off your mom, right? Like, just in case my mom's watching. Like, I'm sorry, Mom, I said this, but yeah. We got 6
Yeah,
people in
man.
here. This is awesome. Great.
And that's how I feel like some channels should be, you know, like, hey, just be non-edit, just be who you are, do what you do. You don't have to go by a script, because I don't go by a script when I'm making my videos. I literally don't. Like, I run through the whole 5-10 minutes, not writing no scripts. I just tell you how I feel, because like I said, if you look at my YouTube channel, it's just called Just Talking. So I'm literally just talking. Whatever I'm talking about, that's how I'm talking. That's how I'm feeling. If that's how I'm feeling about safe food that day, that's how I'm feeling about safe food. Don't hate.
Right.
That's just what I'm doing. And that's why I love y'all channel, because y'all just come through. Y'all just say whatever that's on your mind at that moment and that exact time, and just go with the flow. And that's why I love it, man. That's why I'm always on y'all channel, man. Just running through it, because I love the way y'all do this shit. Oh, man, don't blow me up, bro.
Shit. Oh my God. I was wondering what that button does. Ah!
Found out.
Yeah. Yo, like the Greeks say, always go with the flow, man. And that's what we do, man. That's why I love the safe food community. It's because they love us no matter what we do and say. It's like they enjoy the interactions. They enjoy the different perspective of every content creators. And that's why I enjoy you, BabyJesus, and DC, because you guys have that different perspective. Y'all don't just talk about safe food, y'all talk about everything.
Yeah.
And that makes it more realistic and more understanding for those who are invested into whatever projects that they're going to be invested in.
Yeah.
To let them further know, like, hey man, these guys are legit, they're real, they're chilling, they're down to earth.
Yeah. That's what I want
like
to come off of. That's the important thing, is the real thing. Like there's so much fake shit. I think that's part of why we don't get a lot of views. I'm too real sometimes. I really think that might be it. That's what it is. I'm not dumb, and it is what it is. I'm too old to be fake. I've seen too much weird shit, and I remember before the internet. Hell, I remember before video games.
Wait. Let me pause you on that. What are you talking about? You seen some weird shit?
Well, life, you know, sometimes like things happen along the way in life, and I've moved across the United States in several different states, and growing up, my father passed away in 2002, and so I have 3 younger brothers, and life just started, branching out in different ways. Things don't always go as planned, and that was 20 years ago, and so it comes a long way. I was in the military. I've lived in Tennessee. I worked for the railroad. I've done door-to-door sales in California for AT&T. I've built sheds in Ohio, right?
Wow.
He was with me. I've when stationed in Colorado. I was basic training in Texas. So life just shows you some things. So it's experience, and that's what I like to see, especially when you see the realness of the people. I've met a lot, specifically in the Safu Messenger chat. So if you guys aren't in that, you should get involved with that. Some of the realest fucking people I've ever met are in crypto. And that's where, and they're all over the world. I've met people in France. I've got a friend, I manage his wallet. He's one of those. He's in Gambia. A sweet young man. He raises his brothers and sisters because he lost his father.
Wow.
I've got friends in Australia. What are you going to say?
Speaking of which, early internet times, one of the biggest things during the early internet was chat rooms. And it was just for most people, it was just about the ability to talk to people
around
across the world.
Yeah, I am.
I would talk to anybody about whatever, just so I could learn something.
And it almost felt like everybody was almost telling the truth because it was so new.
Oh yeah.
So you almost, there was
definitely some weird
weird shit in the beginning.
LimeWire.
You remember LimeWire?
Oh, LimeWire, yeah.
I got told this story, and I shouldn't even really bring it up because I can't finish it. But I got told this story in a chat room once, and so you hear about it. It's well documented, but to hear a first-hand experience and practice was just mind-boggling.
Of what?
I'll tell you after the show.
Oh,
but I can't say it on the show because it's legitimately inappropriate.
Oh,
but
what are you afraid we're going to get canceled, not monetized? When are they going to give me any money? What are you talking about? What are you just? What?
I'll explain.
Go ahead, DC. Go ahead.
Give me a letter.
You're always in the background. I want to hear more of you, bro. What you got to say? Go ahead.
Right.
So let's just say it would have to do with the stereotypical Alabama stuff.
Incestual gross.
Yeah. It was like watching a documentary about a cult.
Because this is the birth of the internet.
Yeah.
So you don't hear about this because it doesn't happen in your neighborhood and you don't see it on TV.
Yeah. So I'm just reading all these words and like I just kept asking more questions and more questions and more questions because you get to a point where you're like, is this for real? And then once you get past this is for real, and you're like, I can't even fathom what is being said. Then you start.
Plus, you're like 15.
Yeah. I'm like 12.
12.
And I'm like trying to like fact check and stuff.
And you can't Google it. You can't Google it.
Yeah, no, like there was no Google.
Oh, DC.
Like, there was early AOL and Yahoo, but like the internet wasn't the internet it is today back then. So you couldn't just like search up.
You just got people describing things that your 12-year-old brain can't even figure out.
It was an insane story. I'll just leave it at that.
What a great time!
Oh,
so
man.
That's what we went through. So these people nowadays can Twitter pictures of their roast beef or whatever they fucking do. Like,
they're millions of dollars on OnlyFans.
Look at my boobies. Yeah.
That's funny.
Ridiculous.
Man.
Yeah. But it is. We are here. We do what we do, just talking. We usually go about an hour because I think the attention span of most people is about 12 minutes. So
I was gonna say,
hey, look. When I was on Daniel Prado's,
now.
we were on there for 7 hours, bro.
So, when you guys were doing, 7 hours. That's crazy.
Yeah. I think I was on there for maybe 3.5. I don't know.
Did you pop in and out?
No. I just popped in like at the last 3-4 hours because we started early. I think I was at work at the time. I'm not sure, but it's been a hot minute. But man,
that's a lot of conversation. That's like filler for NFL, but that's extended. Like those commentators, man, they just got to keep talking.
Hey, that's what you got to do sometimes, man. That's what you got to do sometimes.
But I appreciate everybody in the chat tonight just talking for being on my live stream. And there's something actually we say at the end of every single episode from the very beginning. We came up with our own little catchphrases. It's our own little shit. Again, we just do things to entertain ourselves.
And we're putting you on the spot now because you have to end out the catchphrase series here.
What is it?
So we're going to say our catchphrases, and you just got to come up with something.
You got a catchphrase? Do you have your own catchphrase?
Do I have a catchphrase?
Yeah.
Not really.
You have a way to like end your shows. You have a going out thing.
Oh yeah, I do. I say enjoy your times with your family and friends. Also enjoy your time with your kids. Have a blessed day and peace.
There you go. See, that's something.
I like his.
That's good. That's good.
All right. So we're gonna say ours, and then you say yours as you would naturally do it. Okay.
All right, guys. Remember, we'll see you next week, the same time, probably the same place, I imagine, unless I get rich. And then make sure you join us live because if you made it this far, that's definitely worth a view. You need to be part of the show. If you made it all the way to the end, like, subscribe, join the conversation because we will be here. But remember, the only you that you need to be is you.
And don't forget, live it fully every day, Mr. Justin.
Ooh, I like that. Well, I'm gonna just say this. Look, like and subscribe. Join Courtney's G Spots, aka BabyJesus, and come and listen to DC. These guys got it going on. They wilding out here, and they representing Seifu X as well too. But like I always say, enjoy your friends and family, and also enjoy the times with your kids. Have a blessed day and peace.
Peace out, guys. We'll see you next week. Thank you, brother.
Thank you.